हम 2 मिनट वीडियो बनाते. Hello, what's up people? Welcome back to Yash Talks, and if you're new here, welcome to Yash Talks. I'm Yash, a full-time developer and a part-time content creator. I recently launched a podcast of mine called Kuch Bhi Pod, Kuch Bhi Cast, and this video talks exactly about that. So, but before we do that, let's quickly make some chai.
Jelena.
इन लबों पे जो हंसी है इनकी तू ही है वजह बिन तेरे बिन क्यों है जीना मेरा होना बेवजह मैं आस पास तेरे और मेरे पास तू. I was supposed to get this shot done before I took a bath, but chai पीने के बाद भूल गया मैं shot लेना. So all those transitions and those cuts now won't make sense क्योंकि my dress code has changed. Also very bad lighting. Better. So the entire point of creating this video was basically to talk about the backend, the ideation, and the entire process of the very first podcast that we released on Yash Talks before this video. And yes, how it began from the very scratch. It actually dates back to at least a year back, if I'm not wrong. This was the time when our university sponsored us a trip to Lavasa. Can't call it a trip. If you know what MENs are, something related to debate clubs and stuff. So that is where we were sponsored from our own campus, and this is the time when I met people from all around the campus from different courses, be it media, be it digital media marketing, be it BBA, logistics, and a lot of other courses. And I'm really glad that I could be a part of this interesting group of people, everybody with a different mindset and a different ideation. So yes, I met people from there, and the conversations that we had in that 2-day trip was something really cherishable. And yes, I am still connected to those people, and every conversation that we had during the trip or after that in the campus, I always had this feeling of why is somebody not shooting this out, and why are all these concentrated talks just getting drowned into our own ears. But yes, this is where I planned on having a podcast and getting people to talk over with us about different subjects, and yes, that is where everything began. Now the thing is, once I started ideating, writing for it, and managing the minute aspects of creating a podcast, that is when I realized it is not as simple as I thought, and the problems that arises when you try to shoot something. For example, your gears, the venue is still a big problem because we don't own a studio yet to call people and talk with them. But yes, whatever stuff we had to do in the backend, we tried our very best. And in the entire process, which took at least an year, we actually disconnected with a few people from the group, and then I had to replan stuff and get more people to be on the podcast and then shoot it. So everything when done, like since I have launched my very first podcast, that is when I realized that there's a lot of back-end working that has to be done. For example, structuring your podcast, then syncing your cameras if you have different camera angles, getting the audio fixed, everything has a complicated situation in the back-end which has to be managed. And yes, once now that I have done one podcast, I realized the amount of effort that it takes. And yes, now that it is out, we're ready to get more podcasts on the lineup. And yeah, basically this was the entire story behind me ideating to create podcast as a thing. And from there I started working on structuring a podcast for my own, started collecting some guests, looked for venues is still a big thing because like we still don't own a studio yet. And yeah, so we struggled through it, got two of my really close friends to shoot my very first podcast, and it ideated and started from there. And right now it is out on my channel, and let's see how stuff goes from here. Right now I'm very packed with my guests. At least I have camera setup, tripod setup, and I'm still working on the audio, but I'm pretty sure that the audios are still fine. We can improve it later on. Right now they are good to go. So yes, this is the entire ideation of how the first podcast on Yash Talks began. And right, and before I actually shot this video with two of my close friends, I had some time off. I came back home from Pune from my college break. That was all with the backend story. In fact, we have one small bit left, which is that when I almost finalized the dates, we again had a setback. We had to delay it by a week because I went to this family trip, came back home for that, and went to another event in Pune, I suppose. And we have clips of those, so and we'll run through those memories on ourselves and finish this video, and then you can go back and enjoy the podcast that we have live on the channel. Yes, and then see you again in some other video. Thank you so much.
असं बघ, हा ब्लॉग बेसिकली स्पॉटसाठी आहे. आज कारण इव्हेंट तर संपला आपला, पण ते जाणार आता आपण आज जाऊ. सो उद्या माझी पॉटची शूट आहे. आता मी त्याचा बिहाइंड द सीन्स गेले.
ओके, सो बिहाइंड द सीन्स आहे तू आज शूट करणार आहे आणि उद्या तू पॉट शूट.
हां, आणि उद्या
पॉटचे बिहाइंड द सीन्स आता का होणार आहे?
कारण की आजपासून सुरू करून आयडिएशन फेज आहे आज.
ऑलराइट,
ये तुम्ही पॉटला Q&A साठी ठेवून बस काढ.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
एक तर कैसे ठीक होत नाही त्यात तू गुड मॉर्निंगचं गुड मॉर्निंग कर.
कौन सा चेहरा पता नहीं, सुबह वाला चेहरा. सच में 4:30.
एक बात से अग्री करने वाले हैं कि हर लड़ाई के बाद, हर फाइट के बाद आखिर में आके लड़के लोग लड़कियों से क्या बोलते हैं? सॉरी तो बोलते ही हैं यार, उसके अलावा भी कुछ बोलते हैं। हर फाइट के बाद वो ये कहते हैं, तुम जीत गए हम हार